Early Gifts, blog number 4. I have often wondered if being identified as having a gift at an early age means that you have been regifting all the years since. The reason I ask myself this is because I was told as a child that I had a gift for making others laugh. It came naturally for me and I loved it. One of my greatest memories was while I was in Mrs. McDonald's third grade class. I performed little impromptus in front of the class that followed the same basic theme every week. The idea being that an old man is slowly falling asleep and jerking every few seconds to keep himself awake, while at the same time slowly sliding off a chair. Upon falling on the floor in a full-blown state of slumber, the old man would explode in a flurry of confusion and exasperation. This never failed to entertain and would weekly bring the house down. And by house, I mean 25 sweaty third graders and a desperate teacher in a small classroom. I think that particular memory stays with me because it was prophetic. You see, this has become my reality. I am now that old man, and the chair has become my world. My friends used to tell me that I was funny, and somebody would inevitably always write something to that effect in my yearbook. Now, most people with siblings have that one that makes it his or her mission to make sure that you remain, well, shall we say, humble? My brother would zero in on that comment and tell me to say something funny. I would respond with something poignant like, to which he would respond, "You are not funny." But I would always get the last laugh because my dad had provided my two older brothers and I with boxing gloves, which were always available when we wished to express our love and support for one another. When this particular brother would talk me into boxing with him, as he quite often did, the only way that I could survive would be to simply start laughing. This would cause him to laugh, and then I had free rein to punch away. Try it sometime, it worked pretty well for me. In fact, as an awkward kid, it was my only play. The same brother would always sweet talk me into playing football with him, which always ended the same. I'd get royally creamed, and then we'd watch a good game on TV a week later, get all ramped up. I'd forget the last place was worry, and the cycle would repeat. He would also talk me into playing catch during baseball season, with promises that he would not throw hard this time, and I always bought it. And like a person who just spent $1,000 on a useless piece of modern art, I would always regret it. Another example of my total sports domination before I wrap this whole thing up. Like most adolescent boys, I went out for Little League. I spent the season in right field and striking out, except for one time. One time I had bugged the coach enough that he let me pitch in a game. This may sound like an exaggeration, but it isn't. I wound up and pitched the ball over the backstop, which was probably 10 to 15 feet high. I mention all this because it's fun for me to remember such a wonderful childhood and to emphasize the fact that my early life was somehow marked by pre-ataxia. No, it is not a proved fact, but it is a very strong impression or theory even. I don't mean to overstate this belief, so I am going to move on from the pre-ataxia life and in the future writings talk about life's realities in the present. I have told enough true tales from my past. Oh, well, okay, one more and that's it. I was in 6th grade and attending a roller skating party. I was a very suave little man and was carrying a glass container of a very cheap but highly potent cologne in my front pocket. Having the incredible balance that I've already previously established that I had, I quickly and deftly laced up my skates, stood up, and promptly fell forward into the short wall surrounding the rink, shattering the bottle in my pocket and drenching me in a clone-induced funk. Skating was never quite as fun after that.